So what is the COVID-19 death rate then? We're getting all these mixed messages from all over the place, streaming in. We get told by people on the internet, oh, the death rate for COVID-19 is only 0.2%. And then we hear, oh no, well, it's only 1%. It's like the flu. Then you hear Dr. Wong, the obesity doctor on YouTube. I'm a physician, I'm a surgeon, listen to me. He's telling everybody, no, actually the death rate of COVID-19 is 20%. And then I go to the World Health Organization, and of course I'm not allowed to talk about that. That's too controversial. No, actually, everybody's wrong. Now, Dr. Wong did do one thing right. He's at least measuring, or he's using the right numbers in his analysis to make the right calculation, and he's interested in outcomes. What are the outcomes? There's two different possible outcomes for someone who's infected with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. You can either die or you can recover. That's what you look at. You don't look at the number of dead and put that over the number of infected. That's a fake number. It's a fake statistic. So that's what they've been reporting. Just like the CNN keeps reporting total cases in the United States, it's a fake number. Doesn't mean anything. It's completely based on testing, which we don't have. So when you start pushing a number that's that inaccurate on the American population, you should get called out for it. And when you upload a video to YouTube calling them out for it, you certainly shouldn't be blocked. That's absurd. But, you know, I guess I need a larger legal team. I need a stronger legal team than I have already. I'll go hire a fourth lawyer, I guess. I don't know, to protect myself. In this country anymore, the rights are falling out the window. And when Americans start fighting for their rights, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to pick up the baton and do it and set some precedent law in this country. I guess we need more precedent law. The law that we already have, the United States Constitution, isn't enough. You got to have little lesser laws that we have to reaffirm. We have to reaffirm our constitutional rights. We have to just repeat it. We have to repeat ourselves and get a little bit more detailed about it. Make sure that everybody's rights don't fall off a cliff. Well, if that's what has to happen, then so be it. That somebody's got to do it. If we can't even get freedom of expression right anymore, we are in serious trouble in this country. And it's starting to smell a lot like we can't understand. We don't even get freedom of expression anymore. But I digress. Going back to COVID-19, the total deaths are 451,236. The total recovered, 4,414,672. Now, you can't look at the number of infected. Those are the people that are presently infected. So their stories haven't been decided yet. Their outcome hasn't been decided yet. They're either going to recover, like 52.6% of the people have already done so, or they're going to die, like 5.4% of the people who have been infected have apparently done so. You have to look at the total outcomes. The total outcomes would be the total deaths plus the total recovered. And I'm not going to get into, well, the United States of America is better than sub-Saharan Africa at keeping people alive. So when you're baking in the sub-Saharan African countries that have worse numbers than we do, well, that's just going to drive up the numbers and make it look worse than what it really is. Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of countries in this world have done a lot better than the United States too. I mean, presently, we're number 9 in infected per million. So the number of infected per capita, we're the 9th worst country in the world. And that's if you include countries like Qatar, Bahrain, San Marino, Andorra, Mayotte. Who's ever heard of Mayotte? Sounds kind of French. I've never heard of it before, but, you know, those are countries that are ahead of us. So if you remove these little midget countries, if you get rid of Qatar, San Marino, Bahrain, Andorra, Mayotte, what does that put us at? We're like in the top 5 of infected per million. If you look at deaths per million, oh, geez, we've moved up the list on that in the past few days. We were 11th, then we were 10th, now we're 9th. We're number 9 in the world in deaths per million. And again, You look at the little midget countries ahead of us: San Marino, Andorra. I guess the other ones are all pretty major after that. Belgium, the United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, Sweden, France, and then the United States. We're in the top 10 of both deaths and infections per capita. So I don't know how great that is. I don't know how great we're really doing. If you look at the charts, we're far out in first place in absolute numbers. If you look at the number of infected, we're number one. If you look at the number of deaths, we're number one. If you look at the number of recovered, we're number one. We're going to put the total number of deaths over the total number of outcomes, which is going to be 451,236 divided by 4,865,908 for a grand total of 0.092734. So what does that mean? You express that in a percentage. How do you express a decimal like this in a percentage? You multiply times 100 and you put a little percent sign after it. It's 9.27%. That's the true death rate of COVID-19. 9.27%. If anybody has a problem with this, if YouTube has a problem with this, don't silence me. Don't cut off my tongue. That's not what the First Amendment is about. The First Amendment is not about protecting popular speech. And somebody needs to learn that, one way or the other. Either at a court or in court, somebody needs to learn that. And it needs to become precedent law so that we all have to learn it by extension. We're all like, wow, look at this landmark case. And hey, Mr. Derp versus who the and look at what happened here. Somebody actually defended their constitutional rights, and look at what the hell happened here. Amazing. Oh my God. Wow. Now we have the freedom of expression. Now we can focus on serious stuff. We can focus on the people that are in charge. We can focus on saying the things that we weren't allowed to say because our lords and masters, the ruling elite, didn't want us to say it. We can finally be allowed to talk about things that were forbidden for us to talk about in the 21st century, in the year 2020. Yeah. We're going to get there. One way or the other, we're going to get there soon. But that's it, folks. Congratulations. You just learned the true death rate of COVID-19. You can go tell all your friends. It's 9.27%. Have a nice day.